It's that time. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Wizard's Chest. I am Kyle, and today it is time to take a look at the figures that I have deemed worthy to be in the top 10 of 2018. Starting with number 10, take it away, Future Kyle. Okay, coming in at number 10 is Marvel Legends, The Thing, created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee all the way back in 1961. He is the grimmiest of Bens. It is The Thing. When this came out, I was all over it. It is a Walgreens exclusive, and for just $20, you get this behemoth of a plastic action figure that finally completes the first family of superheroes. He comes with multiple sets of hands. He's got two of the open palm kind of gripping down on something, and then you got the closed fist for some clobbering time, as well as an additional head sculpt with more of a frowny face. But the sculpt on this thing is incredible. It is a classic design. Some of the bullet points that I have for this guy is big and bulky with nice articulation, a great sculpt and paint job, and he's only $20. You cannot go wrong with Ben Grimm the Thing. Coming in at number 9 is Wolverine from Marvel Legends once again, created way back in 1974 by Ray Thomas, Len Wein, and John Romita Sr. Straight out of the head of Jim Lee comes the Tiger Stripe Wolverine. It is pure 90s nostalgic joy. I have actually added metal claws up here. I took his plastic ones out. I am missing one. If you are a keen eye, you have already picked that up, and congratulations to you. I have just spent the last 30 minutes tearing my room apart trying to find it, to no avail. I love the snarling, mean look on his face, the classic super high blue boots with the points that match his ears. The articulation is off the charts. It's even got butterfly joints. It is awesome. This thing is probably more nostalgic than anything else, but when you got a good Marvel Legends, you got a good Marvel Legends, and I am a Wolverine superfan. He does come with a change of hands that just have the claws retracted, so they look exactly like the ones that you are seeing now. He does have 28 points of articulation, and he uses them all. They got the height right, they got the look right. The suit is glowing. It is beautiful. Fighting his way to the number 8 spot is Mike Tyson, the baddest man on earth from Storm Collectibles. He stands a stout 7 inches tall with 30 points of articulation. Not one, not two, but 3 awesome head sculpts. He's got his cloth goods trunks on, which could not look better. He's got boxing gloves. He's got a EBC belt, WBA belt, IBF belt. Man, oh man, the acronyms are flying in. And I gotta say, I think the EBC belt that they have listed is supposed to be the WBC, World Boxing Council. I researched it. I couldn't find anything on EBC. The WBA is the World Boxing Association, and the IBF is the International Boxing Federation Championship belt. This thing looks exactly like the Mad Hatter himself. He's got some beautiful sculpt detail I like. The only thing I dislike about this figure is this line going across his chest right here, but when you want to get them into those crouch down positions, what could you do? They're working with what they have to work with. Great sculpt all the way around, including the boxing gloves, which has a nice little wash over the top. The red, every little thing has been accounted for, and the fact that you get 3 Mike Tyson faces, could not be more happier. You got the one with his mouth guard in. You got a little kissy face Mike Tyson. A little swollen lip. And of course you got the generic look that he has on right now. I love this thing. I didn't think I was going to as much as I did, but when I started messing around with it, the articulation is great. He holds his stance. His joints are tight. And it's Mike Tyson, for Christ's sakes. Come on. Coming in at lucky number 7, we got Jetboard Crash Bandicoot. This is the second edition in the line of 3 that Crash came out with by NECA. This one offers a new super smiley face sculpt. A great price point at only $35. An amazing sculpt and paint job, articulated enough, just enough, and a sweet board that also has a few points of articulation itself. When it comes to paint application that's actually painted and not dyed, I think this one takes the cake. He's got the crazy green eyes. He's got the faded fur that goes from really smooth on his nose and his snout there to some really hardcore rough stuff on his back. It fades in and out great. There are stark contrasts when you need them. Even got articulated eyebrows for those menacing looks that he constantly gives the little flying mask that follows him. He's got some nice leather gloves with a sweet brown wash on top of them. His shoes are super sculpted. As far as the jetboard itself, it does have a couple spinny points on it. It's got a nice paint design. It is huge. It is heavy. It's got a jetboard engine and a great, awesome paint job all the way around. Number 7, Crash Bandicoot. At number 6, we have Gladiator Hulk, who barely squeaked in for the 2018 runner. He is from Diamond Select with 16 points of articulation, a beautiful sculpt, great paint job. Stands at a stout 8 inches tall. I can barely get him all in frame. When it comes to a figure that best embodies that Hulk that we've come to love by Mark Ruffalo, this is the one that takes the cake in my book. I know there's a few people out there that like the Figuarts version, but for the price point, the sculpt, paint, everything that I've mentioned, this is the way to go. It is movie accurate. He does come with an additional face swap. The only unfortunate thing about this is actually the helmet is not removable, but as you can see, it is a really, really great design. Got the nice detail, nice metal look to it, scrapes, cuts, blemishes, and he's got some nice tattoo work. How'd you like to be the guy that gives a tattoo to the Incredible Hulk? Holy moly. He also comes with 2 really big, huge weapons. One is an axe and the other is some sort of engine block, I would guess. All in all, just a beautiful figure and one that will stand out on your shelf, no problem whatsoever. This is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies to date. I could not have been more happy with Thor Ragnarok, and then to have a figure that represents that movie so well, come on. You gotta put him at number 6. It's Gladiator Hulk. At number 5, we have SH Figuarts Wonder Woman, probably going to be my most controversial figure in this top 10. All the way from Themyscira with a digital printing on her face, which captures Gal Gadot's likeness to a T. Maybe comparable to the Mezco, but I haven't seen that one out of package yet, so I can't say. She comes with a shield, a sword, hands, rope, or lasso of truth, or lasso of truth, and a head swap. For the price you get on a really good looking Gal Gadot figure, you can't really go wrong. Come on, focus. So there's her normal resting face. Here is the shield. Would have liked to have seen an eagle on that shield, but that's okay. And what Amazon had listed as her whip, which totally offended me in all sorts of ways. You have an unraveled lasso of truth, a couple of closed hands, one fist, one gripping hand, and 2 open palmed hands. Beautiful. When it comes to colors, sculpt, articulation, likeness, and an overall sense that this should have been made years ago, maybe not in Gal Gadot's likeness because she wouldn't have been around. And by God, I felt justified putting this one in my top 10. DC has got to have an honorable mention, and I guess this one is mine, even though she is coming in at Number 5. Projecting his way to number 4 is the strangest man I know. It's Dr. Stephen Strange, MD, created by Steve Ditko and Stan Lee in 1963. It's the Mezco 112. Straight from the pages of Marvel Comics, we get Dr. Stephen Strange with 2 head sculpts, 6 interchangeable hands, 2 eyes of Agamotto, one closed and one open, a cloak of levitation and astral projection, special effect offense and defense, and a display base. Whew! What more could you ask for with an $80 price point? This thing is beautiful. Here you got the little astral projection. It has a little clip on it. Very nicely sculpted. Nice translucent plastic. He's got multiple sets of hands. Open, closed. Looks like he's going to a rock concert. And of course you have your offense and defense spell effects. Very cool translucent kind of rubbery plastic. Got a little attachment for his hand there. And a beautiful sculpt all the way around. He's got articulation, he's got accessories, he's got the cloth goods and some pants that would make David Bowie cry. Cloak of Levitation is no joke either. It is a beautiful red gold trim with some nice design on it. It's got a little wire so you can pose it however you want to. This thing is the Dr. Stephen Strange that I can only dream about. I love this figure. As soon as I saw it, I just had to have it. Could not be more happy with it. Rightly deserving of the number 4 spot, it's Doctor Strange. Coming in at number 3, straight from the underworld, it is Goro. He is a 4-armed, half-human, half-dragon prince from a race of creatures known as the Shokan. This is another one from Storm Collectibles. It's Goro. It's super detailed, extra hands, a face, a ponytail, which is interchangeable. It's an iconic gaming character, great articulation. It has ratchet joints, need I say more, and it is huge. Let's go ahead and get a measurement on the number 3 guy with the ponytail. He is passing 10 inches tall. He is almost at 11. He has got a great sculpt, an angry face, a neutral face with the ponytail that is detachable as mentioned. So is the one that he is wearing right now. One comes straight down, one swoops back. He comes with two flying translucent fists. He comes with a stand. And did I mention that he has interchangeable hands? I mean, holy moly. It's everything you need. And on the back, there's those nice joints that I was talking about. Maybe they're not quite ratchet joints, but they are super strong. Squeaky squeaker, squeaking. And for such a big character, he actually doesn't have a problem standing up. I love the overall aesthetic of this character. It is one that I've been wanting ever since they mentioned it at the Toy Fair a few years ago, I think. So long awaited, one of my favorite games growing up, and then when the movie came out, and I remember sitting around watching it with my family and just thinking, keep it together, don't be scared. But when Prince Goro came out, whoo man, nightmares were a-brewin'. But I faced my fears, and now I own him as a rubbery plastic action figure that dawns my room landscape. It's number 3 Goro. Taking the number 2 spot, we got the Gamorrean Guard that we have all been waiting for since childhood. One of the ever-vigilant protectors of Jabba's palace comes the Green Pigman himself. As a Target exclusive with a price point of $30, jumped up about $10, but for this guy, I paid twice. I got 2 of these suckers the first time I saw them and have not regretted it since. This figure is a great example of using a mix of plastic and cloth goods. It's got the sculpt, it's got the paint job, it is nostalgic. It is exactly what a true fan would expect. Star Wars Black Series, it is a must-have for your collection, even if you are not a Star Wars fan. Just a fan of action figures? Come on. And who isn't a fan of Star Wars? I mean, get with the program, you guys. As you can see, they did a great job capturing that likeness. This is the ultimate selling point right here. You got his little woolly skirt. Great detail all the way around. His proportions are awesome. He comes with 3 weapons, 1 axe, 1 broad axe, 1 pokey stick. There is a nice wash all the way around. There are different shades of green. There are browns. There's leather. There's metal. It is awesome. And with an articulated mouth that opens as if he was squealing to alert the authorities. At number 2, it's the Gamorrean Guard. And number 1 figure for 2018, as said by myself, Kyle from the Wizard's Chest. Drum roll, please. It is the Sauron Build-A-Figure from wave number 2 of Deadpool. In this line, we get Omega Red Bishop, X-23, Lady Deadpool, X-Men Deadpool, and Heart Boxers Deadpool. All of which include a Build-A-Figure piece to assemble this great geneticist, Dr. Carl Lykos, aka Sauron. He is a vampire, he is a pterodactyl man, he has got great articulation, the most beautiful paint job I've ever seen. He's got detail out the wazoo, an articulated jaw, flapping wings, a tail that's articulated, scales. He is beautiful. You got the reds popping, you got the yellow and the green and the brown and the blue. He first made his appearance all the way back in 1969, created by Roy Thomas and Neil Adams. Yes, that Neil Adams. He is beautiful. He is way overdue. Just badass and nostalgic to the bone. When it comes to the only variable about this figure, it is the fact that you have to collect all the figures in the line to build this little beauty, but in the end you are collecting some of the most awesome line of Deadpool figures you have ever seen. Omega Red and Bishop and X-23, the Jim Lee style. I mean, this is probably one of the best waves that I've ever collected. I could not wait for this line to hit. It is the only one, and has still remained the only one, that I have pre-ordered and got all of them at the exact same time. I could not wait to hunt. I wanted this immediately, and holy crap, I am glad that I got him. Tickling that nostalgia funny bone, going back to the 1990s when I was huddled around my TV with a fire in the background and a little cup of hot cocoa to keep me company while I watched Dr. Carl Lykos battle it out with the one and only Khazar. Ha ha ha. That's right, it's a custom. I'm still working on the eyes. Simple little plug for a simple little man. Alrighty. Just admire it for a few seconds. Just take it all in. Alright, back to you, Past Kyle. Thanks, Big K. Well, that wraps it up for this year. It is not an easy thing to do. As I mentioned before, whittling it down to 10 figures from everything that I got over the year is super hard, but it forces me to sit down and actually determine what makes a good figure and maybe whether or not I should be purchasing some figures in the future or leaving them behind. I would have to say that all these are great ambassadors of what they represent, and I cannot wait to see what 2019 brings. It looks like it is going to be another great year, although it is going to be hard to top Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series because they came out with a ton of figures this year, and with the face print technology, it's just, oh, it's so good. It's a great time to be a collector. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the toy haul that I have from the toy hunt over the weekend, and if you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. I release new videos all the time, And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Have a good week, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.